All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show on goldandsilvertoday.com. So, yesterday was a pretty crazy one. It might have thrown you, a bit, and that might have made you wonder, how can, I, myself remain so confident in gold and silver. Well, aside from the many of the fundamentals that I talk about a lot on this channel, I can't not mention one of my favorites because it'll be ever present while global commerce exists and while fiat currencies exist. Yes, I am referring to currency wars. So for those of you who may not be aware of this phenomenon, I'll explain why this will especially keep gold and silver prices up for the long term. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit that like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. Okay, so for those of you who do not know about this, this was one of the pivotal moments in bringing currency wars to the fore. So currency war warning from Brazil's finance minister. So this was back in 2010, guys. Let's see what happened during this pivotal moment. An international currency war is underway. Brazil's finance minister, Guido Mantega, has warned. His comments follow a series of interventions by governments to boost or to weaken their currencies and boost export competitiveness. Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan are among those that have recently tried to cut the value of their currencies. In a speech in Sao Paulo, Mr. Mantega said the competitive devaluations were effectively a new trade war. We're in the midst of an international currency war, he told a meeting of industrial leaders. This threatens us because it takes away our competitiveness. The advanced countries are seeking to devalue their currencies. Mr. Mantega has been trying to talk down the value of Brazilian real. So, if you want as many customers as possible for your country's products, you have to make it easier for economies that aren't as wealthy as yours. Now, when many countries realize that other countries are doing this around them and that this is happening, they begin to devalue their currencies to attract customers as well. So it's no different than seeing, let's say, for example, a bunch of liquor stores on the street with the same Yingling. It's no different. It's just the same Yingling, and they try to lower their prices against other stores that have that same Yingling. So what's the overall trajectory of gold and silver against a devalued currency? Well, essentially, it would be this. As you can see here, well, actually, let me just give you guys the 30-year one here. Or we can just do all. How about all? So all. This is the overall trajectory of that pattern. When you devalue your currency, you get screaming high prices in gold, and silver reacts the same way. Don't really mind the spikes too much. Just look at the kind of like the base levels during these bear markets and look at how they've just risen over time. So it's kind of low here, and then it just gets low, and then it gets bigger here, and it's bigger here during these times. So that's what happens when you devalue your currency. And that's why things like this, for example, don't scare me. 94 DXY doesn't scare me because the US needs to find a way to attract customers. And in a global economic crunch like the one that we're currently living in right now, everyone and their mama are looking for a deal. So, and for example, need I remind you of this? If it ever shows up here. Here we go. The anticipation is building. There we go. Now, these tweets are pretty nonpartisan, so I hope it doesn't get anyone riled up in the comments. But this is the MO of pretty much every Republican and Democratic administration at this time. This was tweeted in August 8th of 2019. But check this out. As your president, one would think that I would be thrilled with our very strong dollar. I am not. The Fed's high interest rate level, in comparison to other countries, is keeping the dollar high, making it more difficult for our great manufacturers like Caterpillar, Boeing, John Deere, our car companies, and others to compete on a level playing field. With substantial Fed cuts, there's no inflation, and no quantitative tightening. The dollar will make it possible for our companies to win against any competition. We have the greatest companies in the world. There is nobody even close. But unfortunately, the same cannot be said about our Federal Reserve. They have called it wrong at every step. Okay, I'll just stop right there. But essentially, this is the MO of most countries in the world, no matter what political party you side with. This is pretty much the MO. It's let's devalue this currency so we can make it easier to be competitive against other countries that we're competing with. Now, what does this have to do with gold and silver? Again, everything, because when you devalue currency, it raises the price of gold and silver. So as this continues, and as this will continue, as long as, again, we have global commerce and we have fiat currencies, gold and silver prices will rise against that. That is why I am so confident, because I am a long-term player in gold and silver. I'm not a quick flip kind of guy. I look at gold and silver as being money. And I do believe that people need savings. You know, we're not much of a saving country anymore. We don't save in the ways that we used to. Now, if you save in fiat currency, that's actually going to, harm you. But if you save in real money that holds its value, that actually does benefit you in the long run. So for me, I choose to do that with gold and silver. All right, guys, let me know how you decide to preserve your wealth. Let me know what you think about the currency wars happening right now. I actually think it's actually pretty interesting to watch. Even right now, we're seeing how things get impacted, or how the British pound is being impacted by what's happening right now across the pond. Also how the euro is reacting as well. So this is actually still happening in real time. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion for goldandsilvertoday.com.